Good morning, everybody. I would like to welcome all of you for this seminar, Entrepreneurship Through Graduation Projects. And I would like to especially welcome Dr. Reshmi, who is in Muscat, Oman. I welcome you, ma'am. She is friend of our Prema madam, and I welcome her from the bottom of my heart. Next, I would like to welcome our principal, Dr. S. Jayakumar sir. Welcome, sir. He is the one who is the backbone of this program, who told me to arrange this program. And I would like to welcome our principal, Dr. S. Jayakumar sir. Next, I would like to welcome our correspondent, Engineer Sasiyan sir. I welcome sir. I would like to welcome all the staffs and students and faculties and students from all the other institutions and entrepreneurs from industrialists. I welcome all of you, and I invite our principal to felicitate this gathering.
Good morning and greetings to you all. Sir, are you able?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Hello. Good morning and greetings to you all. It's very happy that our college ECE department is organizing an international webinar on the topic from students project to entrepreneurship. So really it's a valuable topic. Faculty development and reaching the students during the COVID period is very essential. This seminar is an international webinar. I would like to thank and welcome our Chief Resource Person, Dr. Reshmi from UAE. So when we invited her through Dr. C. Prema of our EC department, she immediately gave her consent. And today she is going to deliver her valuable speech. I hope her speech will be very, very useful. So I would like to appreciate the efforts taken by EC department, HOD of EC department, Professor Jennifer John, and Dr. C. Very much appreciating the eagerness of all participants. So really, I hope this webinar will be very, very useful. Once again, I thank you all and I welcome you all. Thank you.
Now I'd like to welcome, I invite Prema ma'am to introduce our chief guest.
Very good morning to one and all present in this live streaming. First of all, I thank my friend Dr. Reshmi Krishnan for accepting my invitation and act as a resource person. And also, I am very glad to introduce my friend. She is having 25 years of teaching experience and HOD of CSE department till 2017 and currently acting as the chair of industry and the community engagement committee and the head of research unit, Muscat College, Oman. She got their postdoctoral fellowship, BDF, in the year of 2013 from University of Stirling, UK. She is the program reviewer in Sultanate of Oman with Ministry of Higher Education for Bachelor and Master programs. A supervisor for PhD candidates in Indian government universities. She is IT Academic Council member of Board of Directors, Indian schools, got various awards from Oman and also other countries, including our country also. Best National Research Award in the year 2014 from Research Council, Oman. Honored with the prestigious Woman Icon Indian Global Award to acknowledge and recognize contribution to the society in education by Governor of Tamil Nadu in the year 2019. Distributes Women in Engineering Award for the initiatives and developments in the field of computer science and engineering in the year 2018. Award from Achievements and Award. She got 4 book chapters in Sprinter and 175 publications and 190 citations in research profile, and also the author of the book Computer Programming. She is also the reviewer of international journals and thesis evaluator from Indian University. This is very, very less achievements and awards about her friend because of this time limit only. By viewing her website, I surprised a lot and very proud to say as she is my best friend. Okay, thank you, Toon.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I'd like to invite Dr. Reshmi Krishnan to enlighten us in the entrepreneurship program.
Hello, good morning all. Can you able to see the video?
Yes, Reshmi.
Okay. So first of all, thank you all. Thank you. Good morning all, and thank you very much, Dr. Jayagumar Principal, HOD, and my friend Dr. Prema for inviting me to this webinar. Actually, Dr. Prema and HOD, they were communicating to me frequently, and everything was going on smoothly, and there was no problem actually in the communication. Everything they have communicated very properly. So a big appreciation for that. So I hope all your final year projects, final year students are here, because the topic is like that. I have selected the topic like that so that this is the correct time to remind them for selecting the projects, and this is the basic stone, or this is the basic step for selecting their future, for their career. That's why. Okay. So I think directly we can go to the presentation. First of all, I will share my presentation. Is it clear for you? Presentation?
Yes, sir. Yes, Reshmi.
Okay. So today's our topic is entrepreneurship through graduation project. So all of you know that in the final semester, all of you have a project, you have to do a project. Sometimes it is a one semester project. Sometimes in some university, it will be 1 year project. But anyway, whatever is the university, whatever is the curriculum, at the end of bachelor level, at the end of masters, that means post-graduation level, this project is there. It is a compulsory thing. So why this project, this curriculum or this project is compulsory? Because that much importance is there for that. But nowadays, I wonder, or I'm afraid that whether we are realizing the importance, or whether we are realizing how to utilize that project in a 100% way, whether we are utilizing, I am doubtful. So that is why actually this is like an eye opener to our final year students. Final year students, actually, the selection of the topic, everything, the students should be prepared at the beginning of the 7th semester itself. So this is during that 1 year, you should prepare the first semester, you should prepare for selection of topic and all the preparation things, all the environment should be ready. Then so that the 8th semester, you can smoothly implement the project. Okay, so that is the ideal case. So this is, I hope this will be an eye opener for the students, how to select the topic and in what way we can utilize this project for your career. Usually this topic, we are starting from course project and we are ending with entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, all of us know that it is like how to begin a startup. So nowadays, many students, it's a happy news that many bachelor students, they are, after their study, they are starting business. Okay, so many startups are there, and government is also encouraging them like anything. There are so many schemes are also there. So actually, the basic, where our students or where the students have to start is from the course project. That is beginning of 7th semester, the preparation should be started. So from the course project, then in between two important factors are there. They are industrial collaboration and commercialization. Okay, so maybe these two terms or these two steps are there in between. Maybe I don't know whether how many of you are realizing, how many of you are aware about that, I am not sure. So that's what, so today's my main aim is to explore, to make you aware that this is the correct way to start a business, to start an entrepreneurship. Okay, so these are the steps. We are starting from course project. Next, industrial collaboration is a very important thing, and commercialization is also another important phase. And finally, we are ending with entrepreneurship. That is a small business. We are starting a small business. Okay. So we are starting first with the course project. Course project is the basic thing. And it is based on, so we have as a student, that is why I'm telling at the beginning of the 7th semester, you should start this preparation. The first preparation is, the first question I would like to ask you is, how are you selecting your projects? How are you selecting your project? Okay. So for that, I would like to get some feedback from you. That is for that, I am collecting some feedback from you, like, I will share a link here. You just, I will put it in the chat box. Okay. Just click this link and write your answer. Okay, so this is the link. Okay, then write your answer. There are 5 options are given. You select whichever you want. Okay, so this is the thing. You can, so as per your answer here, you can see on the screen, in the screen itself, you can see the answers of you. So can you please select your answer here? 4 options are there. Self-interest, as per social challenge, as per supervisor advice, as per the feasibility. So I can see only 3 have responded. What about the others? Please, all of you, please respond. Please think and select. See, don't exaggerate anything. Don't think that, okay, my answer will be no. It's not like that. So, so we know the present scenario. Now, actually, I am going to give you some awareness so that after this session, we can start. If you were not in the correct direction, we can change it. Doesn't mean that here, don't think that, oh, my answer will be wrong. No, it's not like that. I just want to know what is your real answer. Then only we will get a correct scenario. So only 13 only responded. What about others? Please respond. So, okay, so many are saying self-interest. Some are saying as per the social challenge, as per the supervisor advice, somebody is saying. Okay, so many are saying again self-interest. Many are doing, I think this is an honest opinion. This is an honest opinion all are doing. So please do like that. I need an honest opinion only. We don't need any exaggerated opinions or ideal opinions. Yes, self-interest. Yes, so many are doing, or so many are selecting projects as per the self-interest. But again, totally 28 only responded. What about others? Shall I wait for some more seconds? Only 29? Okay, so anyway, this trend is very clear that majority of us are selecting as per the self-interest. Okay, so actually all options are correct only. It doesn't mean that nothing, one is wrong, one is correct. It is not like that. But so I have given different options. Actually, all are true only. Okay, so here, as per this graph, we can identify, we can understand that majority of the students are selecting the project as per the self-interest. Self-interest means, again, I am going to the slide. So self-interest, so these are the selection of projects criteria. Usually we are personal interest, we are taking care, okay. We are checking personal interest. Sometimes then as per the supervisor advice also somebody is doing. Then somebody is telling that, okay, I am selecting something with the social challenges. for example, this is a pandemic situation. So for this one, for address some challenges of the social situation, we are going for some projects. Okay, that is some projects which have social impact. Not only the current challenges, but always which will serve the community. Like that, some social impact like that. For that, somebody will choose. Then another thing, actually, another one important point is there. This is what I would like to point out, that one important thing you should keep in your mind is, whenever you are selecting a topic, always a national priority, always also each country, whether it is India or Oman or whatever is the country, every year there will be some focus will be there. Some priorities are there, national priorities. If you go to that site, you just Google national priorities of 2020 of India, you can get so many things. I am going to show you also, because yesterday I have searched it and I got some thing. I will show you that also. So whenever you are in the preparation, you are going to select the topic, you please go to the national priority of that current year. Sometimes it will not be for that particular area. Usually the national priority will be fixed for 5 years. 5 years national priority, and select whether, make sure that you are stopping under that priority. Suppose you don't have any idea so far, you are blank, then it is better to choose one topic under this priority. Because why I am telling this, when you are starting a business, when you are, if you want to apply this project for some funding or something, at that time, your project, this, if it is there under national priority, it will help you. Okay. Then another thing is social impact. So always, actually, what is the final aim of project? The final aim of project, now the students, you may think that, okay, we want to pass the bachelor, we want to pass our job, or we want to start something like that. But that is not the primary aim. Okay, why we are getting job? Why it is not only for us. So we are serving the community. So we are getting money, using that we are giving. So some money we are giving back to the community also. You know that all your teachers and all your parents, those who are working, they are giving some amount as a tax to this government. Actually, this tax is supposed for the community benefit, isn't it? So whatever project we are doing, if we are doing a good project and the result is useful to the community, that is the best thing. Actually, that is our ultimate aim also. That is why we are doing this project also. So always when you are selecting a project, please select a project, a title or a topic which has social impact. That means which can serve the community in a very good way. Okay. And another thing also you can consider is social challenges. Suppose some situations are there. For example, best situation is our current situation only. That's a pandemic. Okay, so there are so many researches going on how to avoid or how to reduce the contact tracing, how to increase the social distancing. So in this area, if you want to make a small contribution, that itself is a big thing. Okay, so you just think how you can contribute to the community, how you can address a social challenge using your project. So whenever you are selecting a project, all these things should be there in your mind. And also, as you say, one important thing is your self-interest also. Self-interest. Say, I want to make a device, but I don't have any idea about that. That is not my area. But how I will do that one. In that case, I will not advise you to go for that particular project. Okay. So in which area you are good? Suppose you are good in some VLSI machine, you are EC student. So you are very good in embedded system. So you are very good in some other thing. So through that area, you have to think. So that is your scope. Okay. So I am not at all advising you to go to some mechanical engineering, some big machines you have to design. No, that is not possible for you because your expertise or your interest is not that area. So always it is 100% correct. Self-interest is one of the main thing, but along with the self-interest, you have to integrate national priority. But if you want to really make a project which is beneficial to the society, I would say that industrial collaboration is a compulsory thing you have to do. Industrial collaboration, that is you have to join with the industries. So why this collaboration is important? We are using industrial collaboration to discover new. We have to see here in the previous slide, we have we have discussed some slides with social impact, some projects with social impact, or we should identify social challenges. But this is not very easy for an academician, but this is very easy for an industry person, okay? Because industry person will know what is most essential to the society, because they are only interacting daily basis, they are interacting with the society. So they know better than us which is needed, which is required for the society very badly, or which project will give a social impact. Okay, so that is why I'm telling, if you join with your industry before selecting a topic, or before doing a project, if you join with an industry, it would be actually you have to do like that, then only you will get, and in some other ways it will be beneficial to you also. I am coming to our later part of our session. I am going to tell you also why it is more important for you, and it helps with answering why us. So it will help you. So first of all, industry will help you to identify a problem. It will help you to identify a social challenge. Okay, and also okay. For example, I will share my experience. I was trying to make a proposal for a project of COVID-19, contact tracing device. Okay. So, okay, I plan to make a device. For that, the technology I was using machine language and big data analysis. So these are the two technologies actually I was planning to add into that, and I prepare a proposal, everything. And later only one industrial person joined my team. So team means 2-3 people were there. So later only one industrial joined to my team. And when he checked my proposal, actually he pointed out so many things which I was not aware. As an academician, I was not aware, or so he pointed out that, see, when I, in the design, I have mentioned that so many technologies, it is for a mobile app. Actually, using this mobile app, we can collect all the data of the infected people or the other people, details like that. So many things it was written here. I proposed there. But when he was reading, he pointed out one thing. It is not so easy, or it is not so, that's one thing we have to take care that getting public data is not so easy, and it is not so simple also, because there's a privacy issues there. No government will allow for that. Simply installing phones and getting their detail. Getting the detail means whomever they are contacting, wherever they are going, and their personal details. All this data simply we are collecting. No government will allow that one, because it is a privacy. There is a privacy law is there. There are some rules and regulations are there for keeping the privacy of the public. So we have to take into consideration that one, so that the entire design will be changed. So that industry person only pointed out that what was my proposal, there are some technical issues, some procedural issues, or some rules and regulations are there. Whatever is the country, no government will allow for implementing that particular application app in the mobile app, because in all countries some security laws are there. So the design of the device itself is changed when we are integrating this particular thing into the device. See, so that is the advantage of the industry person. If some industry collaboration is there along with our project, they know better than us what is required for the market, what are the rules and regulations. When we are designing something, everything will be clear if industry persons are there in our project team. That is why I am strongly recommend that whenever you are selecting a project, you please go with industrial collaboration. A real-time project, always you have to go. So all the faculty member, you can advise your students, or you can motivate, or you can, in a word way, we can say maybe initially 10% or 20%, you can make it compulsory that with industrial collaboration, you find a topic. Okay. So that is very important, because this is the actual scenario of the industry and academia. That is, we are seeing, see, the academicians, we are sitting on the top. Here, we cannot see what is the real scenario. We are not getting what is happening in the society. We are sitting on the top. We are in the academy. We are in an ISO. So before that, we are giving to some part of the community. Again, we are getting the feedback from the public. Okay, so then only we will know about the user friendliness and all. See, nowadays also when we are using this online tools, this is the best example I am telling. See, Google Meet is there, Zoom is there, another one, Team is there, and so many online tools are there. But some tools actually we can see that it is less user friendly and some are more user friendly. Some technical issues are also there. So this can be identified, this can be understood only through testing by the public only. Okay, so this type of testing is compulsory. Three phases of testing. Initial testing you can do in your university or in your college. Second testing can be done in the industry, and third step testing can be done in the public. A small size of the public you can do, but testing should be, it is a compulsory thing. Okay, so these are the things, these are the normal things we are doing when you are doing a project also, isn't it? So the selection of the topic, some more points you should take into consideration here afterwards, and you have to always, I will recommend that you should join with an industry for doing selecting a topic and doing a project. Okay, these are the two main points which I would like to highlight in our previous slides. Now, next sessions, I am going to tell you some more insight I am going to give you, that is commercialization. So always when you are choosing your project, don't aim your project, it is only for a bachelor degree, it is only for a bachelor degree. No, it's not like that. It is something beyond that. Using this project, you can design, you can frame your career. So we are going to tell how this is possible. Okay. So if I am discussing how this is possible, one important thing is commercialization. Whether you want to start a business or whether you want to go for a career job, whatever it is, this commercialization is very useful. You can achieve it using a project, because commercialization, after successful commercialization, you are going to get money also. So this is a financial income for you. Okay, so that is why we can utilize our course project for getting money also for commercialization. So what is commercialization? We are selling our concept. So we have a concept. Now I have a project. Okay, so I have integrated my knowledge with some application also. I have integrated and I have a project. So I have a concept. This concept I am going to sell. I am going to market. Okay. So when I am going to sell, when I am selling this project, then it will become the commercialization. Actually, there are 5 steps before commercialization of an innovation. The first thing is business potential and finding it. Always we have to find the right opportunities should be found in monitoring the market. Okay. The right opportunities should be found out. I told you that this can be helpful. Yeah, the industry person can help you for finding the right opportunities. Okay, so the right opportunity can be found. This is the business. So that we can explore the business potential of our project, of our innovation. So getting the value chain involved, it is very important. You have to get the feedback from the technology developers, experts on the raw material chain, customers, investors, suppliers, startup complaint. You have to get the feedback or the feedback from all these members, because all are important in this chain. So they are the valued team members. So you should take the opinions from all these things, customers, investors, suppliers. So different perspectives of opinion you have to collect, because we are going to sell our product or project. Okay, so getting the value chain involved, you have to get opinion from everybody, and clear roles and responsibilities. So in this stage, it is very important. You have to expand your team. See, maybe so far now, till finishing your bachelor degree, maybe you are the single person or your supervisor will be there. Only 2 persons will be there. Or if it is a group project, maybe you and your friend will be there. Your supervisor will be there. Okay. Okay. Then extra one industry people, some industry is also involved if industry collaboration is there. But now you can think, because now you are going to you are going to develop your plan. You are going to develop your plan. Okay, so this is the stage you can expand your team. Maybe for the financial, initially some investment is needed. So for that, somebody can help you. You can expand your team. Okay. So if you are forming a team like this, you should be very clear about the roles and responsibilities of each team member. Just like that, don't add the team member. Okay, he is my best friend, so I will add him. It's not like that. Okay. So each member should be able to fulfill some roles and responsibilities. So when working together, trust is very important, because now you are going to sell your project. Okay, so selling your project means you are going to get money for that. So trust is very important. Trust is very important. Trust is very important, and openness, that frankness is very important. Reliability is very important. So when working together, trust and open sharing of information between the partners are very much required. Similarly, knowledge, some experts are required in R&D project. Distribution of work is very important, because it's a big project. Maybe you have to give the responsibility to the team members. One should do the marketing, one should do the implementation, one should do the that financial part of it, one should do the publicity. Like that, for each person, responsibilities will be there. So make sure that each person is capable of doing some task and they are responsible for that. So if in one phase is weak, that means it will affect the entire project. Okay, so don't allow that one, because you are the leader, you are the main person. So you should be very careful when you are selecting your team. And the risk management is always there. See, nowadays it's a best example, this pandemic. Like that, unexpected situations will come. Whatever we are, okay, our team is good, we have a wonderful project, whatever it is. But sometimes we cannot expect some natural calamities will be there. Some risk factors are there. Okay. So when developing new technologies, moving from a laboratory scale innovation to the full scale plan, it includes too many uncertainties will be there. So now so many people are getting affected because of this COVID situation, isn't it? Pandemic situation. So you should be always aware of that. So this may come, the unexpected situations may come. So you should be ready to face all these things. Risk factors always there. The commercialization. So the commercialization may be delayed like that, but you should face all this thing. Another thing is some funding schemes will be there. So when you are going to commercialize a project, so many motivation schemes are there, funding schemes are there nowadays. In each country it is there. Even in India also it is there. Okay, so that is why I'm saying, whenever you are selecting a project itself, try for the opportunity for the funding also. AICT is giving, UGC is giving, especially for women, ladies, special funds are there. But thing is, nobody is aware about that. See, one of my colleague in Anna University, that is Chennai Anna University, he was telling me, see, so many schemes are there only for ladies, but the unfortunate thing is nothing is utilized so far, because nobody is known about that. So we have to, nowadays everything is public. You can Google, you can search for so many funding schemes. Okay, so you just try to, so for how to apply these funding schemes, everything will be there in the site. Otherwise you can ask your supervisor, they also will explore more about that. And you only usually for normally for all funding things, you have to submit a proposal. Based on the proposal, they will give you the fund, like that. So proposal should be ready. So that is in the second phase itself, we are writing a clear proposal, isn't it? So it is easy for you to avail a funding. So the important thing is all this. Similarly, for commercializing a project, especially if a student wants to commercialize his project, so many funding schemes are there. Government is supporting them like anything. So many are there. Thing is, we are not aware about that one. Okay. So dear supervisors and students, so please explore more about these funding schemes. And this is very important. It has an important, because we have enough money. Initially, some investments are needed. We have to make a machine at least 2 or 3 or at least 10 or 15 samples we have to make. Then only we can sell it, isn't it? So in the later session, I am going to show you one example which one of our your neighboring college people, they have done a project and they have commercialized it. I am going to show you that example. Okay, so this is again, so these are you should have a thorough knowledge about the various funding schemes which can help you in the technology projects. Okay, And another thing is so many investment subsidies will be there. So many loans like that. Later, maybe after you are successing, after you are getting enough money, you can pay back like that. So many subsidies are there. So that also you should be aware about that. And commercialization in practice, successful commercialization is not only dependent on our own actions. So many situations, it depends on market situation. It depends on so many rules and regulations. So all team must work together always. Okay, it requires a seamless cooperation between sales, marketing, production, procurement, and finance. And I told you, when you are making a team, each one person should take the responsibility of each division. For example, sales, marketing, production, procurement, and finance, like that. Each section should be handled by each person of the team member. There should be a very good seamless cooperation should be there between the team members. Okay. So these are the 5 steps before when you are thinking about the commercialization of a project. So commercialization is a short way, or this is a very advisable phase before the entrepreneurship. If you have a product, suppose you did a project and you have you made it commercial, your project is commercialized. Okay, so it is very easy for you to start a business, very easy for you to that is maybe 70% of your effort is fulfilled. Okay, it is already achieved if you have commercialized your project. That is why I am telling you, commercialization is very important stone in this journey from project to the entrepreneurship. One important phase is commercialization. If you are successful in that one, so your product is commercialized, your project is commercialized, then you can very well start with a business. You can start on entrepreneurship. Okay. So again, during the journey of entrepreneurship, that is technology transfer life cycle, we can say there are different phases are there. What is research is there. I am going to that: research, invention, disclosure, assessment, IP protection. Actually, this IP protection is a new term which comes under commercialization and entrepreneurship. This is not coming under the project. Okay, so till bachelor level project, this IP protection, it doesn't have a much value for that. But if you go for a commercialization, IP protection and patent and IP protection is very important. Okay, then marketing, selecting a license, commercialization, revenue and reinvestment, all these are the phases you have to go through if you are going to start on entrepreneurship. Okay. Before that, I just want to know whether I am going too fast or my pace is okay. Is it okay, or my speed is too fast? Is it audible? It is clear. Okay. So the speed is okay?
Yes, okay.
Okay. So if you are checking the different stages of if you are checking the research, different phases of this process, that's commercializing a project and entrepreneurship. The first one is research should be there, and innovation should be there. See, if already some machine is there, if already some project is there, again I am doing the same project, then there is no meaning for that. Nobody will be interested for that, isn't it? So whether we want to commercialize a project or whether we want to go for start a business also, a same project we are making it in somehow it should be different. See, for example, recently I am making a mobile app. Okay, I am making a mobile app, but some features are extra, some new features are there, and cost is little less. So like that, somehow it should be better than the existing one. So some innovation should be there, and the invention disclosure and assignment, that is invention disclosure is actually who is the owner for that. So if we are going to make a project, who is the owner? Only the student is the owner, or university or the institution also has role into that. That you have to decide very clearly, because whether it is inventor owned or university owned. If it is university owned, university also has a role or role in that, then the university has to assess it. University has to test it. When the project, in each stage, each phase of the project, university should keep an evaluation, should do an assessment, because They also have the equal role, isn't it? So one assessment should be there if it is university owned. Okay, and university also has role for marketing, for commercialization. Similarly, intellectual property. Intellectual property is like this. Assume that your project is commercialized. Okay, so commercialized means we are making that particular product in a large scale and we are going to sell it. So each time it is selling, each time it is sold, a percentage of that income, the percentage will come to your account. So that is advantage of intellectual property. It is your own property, intellectual property. It is your own property. Nobody else has right into that, right in that particular device or the product or project. Okay, so it has a high value for that. It's a financial, because finance is involved into that. So if university is also involved in your project, they also should be clear about what is their role, how many percentage for university and how many percentage for the student. You should have a clear regulation for that. Okay. See, intellectual property, suppose a product is successful, a product you made as a result of your project, you made a product. Okay, and this product is very successful, it is going to sell, it is commercialized very successfully, so that the guidelines are there, and each symbol, each name, each design, everything of that particular project, you have the right. You are the right. You are the person for that. Okay. So somebody else cannot use it without your permission. If somebody else is using your design, your technology terms, your some symbols, and then you can file a case against him. You will get money for that. Okay, so this is what each design, each symbol, each names, each description, everything of that particular product is yours. Okay, that is the meaning of intellectual property. It is your property. Say, for example, you are having a house. Okay, so you are the owner of your house is your parents. So if somebody else wants to stay into your or use some equipment of your house, they have to get permission from your parents, right? So your parents are the owners of that house. Or if you are having a house or you are having a bike, for example, you purchased a bike, you are the owner. If your friend wish to take that for rent, he has to give money to you, right? So each time somebody is using that particular bike, they have to give money to you. The same thing here also. So here your project, it's a successful thing where each time when somebody is renting, somebody is selling it, you will get money. So that is the rule of intellectual property. So it is not a small thing, it's a very big thing. That's why World Intellectual Property Office itself, there are so many intellectual rules and regulations are there. In each institution, a rule and regulation must be there because if students are going for project with the commercialization. Okay. This is very important. And marketing, we know that nowadays how much important is the marketing. You made a product. Without marketing, who will come to know about that? How the sale will be increased. So marketing is very, very important. So for marketing, identifying the potential customers, isn't it? Say you made a device, you made a mobile app. So to that particular potential, for example, you made a game for kids game. So along with, so you have to identify who are the potential customers. You have to sell it in some schools, some small schools or some colleges like that. So whoever you have to identify, whoever is the potential customers, who are the competitors, definitely some similar kind of games will be there. So you have to find out the competitors. You have to keep key expertise, resources, business network. You should know about this. Then only you can do the marketing in very effective way. And selecting a licensee also, it is important. Select proper company or companies because industry, that is why selecting an industry is also very important. It will develop the appropriate financial and legal terms. Okay, who will be the owners? That is why in the case of course project, final year projects, institution also should be aware about that. So if you are saying, okay, it is your own students' own project, only we don't have any right, it's fine, very good. But the role is clear there. So a clarity should be there. Initially, you are not thinking about that. Finally, after the commercialization, university is saying, no, you have used some resources of our college, so we are also right for that. It's not fair. Okay, so then some friction will be there. So initially, initially itself, it should be clear who are the licensee, who are the team members, or who are the owners of that particular product. So licensing, that's a final commercial license. It's very important. Actually, there are so many rules and regulations are there. Some particular wing itself is there for commercial license. So after that, if your product is successful, if so many are giving that is a wonderful feedback, and you wish to make it as a commercialized, then you can go for the licensing. Okay, so there are so many legal procedures are there. So you have to follow all this legal procedure. But again, what is my point? What is the point which I would like to highlight? It everything is how to select a project and how to implement it, how to make it successful. This is your part. Again, this team, I told you that making a team is also important. So one team person should be leading this license part. Okay, so one should be leading marketing part, one should be leading production part. Like that, each team member should be responsible for each important phases of this series. Okay, and commercialization means we are selling it, continue the advancement of technology and makes other business investment to develop the product or services. So we can see that if we have a project, a disclosure is there. Okay, so patenting means who are the owners. Patent and IP both are the same meanings. Okay, so patenting, then agreement administration, so many procedures are there, written contract will be there, and licensing will be there. Finally, if product is getting the license, you should have to decide who are the owners of that one. Because after getting the license for a particular product, each time product is sold, then the income revenue will be going to the owner's account also. Okay, so commercialization, so this is a process. And next is some points again. So assume that now you started a project, you selected a topic, you made it successfully, you implemented, you made a project, you have commercialized it successfully. Actually, your 70 or 75% job is over. Next thing is starting a business, entrepreneurship. So from here onwards, you can see this, you can make this success. You can utilize this opportunity as your to develop your career. This is the entrepreneurship role. So entrepreneurship is you are making a business. Okay. Previously, actually, if I am taking this webinar before 7 or 8 years, there are actually strongly two choices are there. If I am asking a student, what is your ambition after your bachelor? Naturally, every 80%, 95% students might have told, okay, I want to get a job. I'm searching for a job. But now this is not the situation. Equally, amount of students are thinking to start their own business. Because the job opportunities are very complicated, very difficult to get. So my advice is, if the opportunities are not knock the door, you build the door. You are giving opportunity. You are starting a business, so that two ways it is advantageable. You are the owner. You can run a business. Definitely income, revenue, everything is there. You can give employment to many people, even to your friends. You can give opportunities. You can. So that is a beneficial. You are giving back to the society. So when starting a business means you are doing two things. You are making your career and you are giving back to your community also. So nowadays, this was the scenario of the past, that is all are searching for job and like that. But nowadays, this is not the situation. Present, being an entrepreneur is a new cool thing. It's very cool. It's a new cool thing. Okay. So as a result, demand for entrepreneurship is also blowing up like anything. See, government is also motivating like anything. See, Technopark in Chennai or in all capital, all important places of each state, this Technopark or Infopark like that, startup villages are there. Okay, so there if you want to register, it's a very simple process. You can start a company, very simple process. So many will be there to help you, and government is giving loan for you, giving money for you as the initial investment. Later you can pay back. Like there's so many factors are there. Only thing is we are not aware about that, or we are not exploring about that. See, now actually in this stage, I just want to ask you, how many of you wish to become an entrepreneur after graduation? And my question is, how many of you wish to start a business after graduation? Okay, the other choice is you are going for a job. So there are two choices for you after graduation. Graduation means after BTech. So there are two choices for you. 1 minute. There are two choices for you. That is either searching for a job, otherwise, what? You can go for, you can start a business. So my question is, how many of you become entrepreneur after graduation? Again, this is my link. I think same link can be used. I'll give you the link. Can you click this link and share your answer? How many of you wish to become an entrepreneur after graduation? Yes or no, two options. You can select your answer. Yes, only one. Only one participant. Whatever is. So yes means how many of you wish to become an entrepreneur? Otherwise you select no. Okay. That means you want to search for a job. You want to become an employee. So that is also good. Okay. So, but I just want to know what is the trend? What is the trend of the students nowadays? That is why. So simply don't say that you want to become an entrepreneur. It's not like that. You tell frankly, honestly, you tell your opinion. Okay. So far only 11 participants. Yes, 13 now. Okay, so now itself the trend is, it is visible here. Out of 16 or 17, 11 are 11 wish to become an entrepreneur. See, this is the trend now. Previously, it was not like that. So previously, if I take the statistics, maybe before 5 or 6 or 7 years, then it is not like that. Maybe 100% all are preferred to going for a job only. Okay, see, now the trend has become, trend is changed. So many wish to go for, so now it is clear, 16 out of 23, 16 wish to start a business. Okay, so this is the trend. So that is why. So if you want to become an entrepreneur, then you should think about these steps. So these steps will be very useful when you are thinking, and because anyway you have to do a course project, so you can utilize that project for your career. So this is the trend now. So entrepreneurship is nothing. In a simple way, if I am telling, it is starting a business, your own business. It is not somebody's business. You are starting your own business. The process of starting and running one's own business is the entrepreneurship. Okay, you are going to become a businessman. So you are going to give employment to many of your friends and many of other people. Okay, so you are going to become an employer. Okay, but definitely risk factors are there. So 50-50 like that. Okay, so you are getting the positive things, very smooth things. So many advantages are there. Same time challenges are also there. But if you are bold enough to face these challenges, then you can smoothly handle all these things. So an entrepreneur is an individual who undertakes the risk associated with creating. So main challenges are the risk. See, some uncertainties are there. Some social uncertainties will be there. Then since finance is involved, so many things will be there. And always you should be keen about the marketing trends and market trends and sales, everything. You should be keen about that. Okay. So many things are, but if you are, your attitude is that you are focused into that very well, very smoothly, you can manage and you can run a successful business. Okay. So this is the entrepreneurship. So you are creating, you are organizing, and you are owning your own business. So the mantra we can say, if you have the spirit and if you have the skill, then you can find a successful entrepreneurship. This is the mantra, a spirit plus skills. Okay, so the steps in the entrepreneurial process, if we are checking discovery, concept development, resourcing, actualization, harvesting, these are the different steps. The first steps already we have discussed, that is discovery of the project. Already that part we have finished. Assume that we are starting 7th semester onwards, we are very keen and we have selected the project in such a way, and also we have commercialized our project. So the first part is over for us. We have done that first part. And second part is the concept development. Then when you are when you are starting a business, you have to choose a business location. That is very important. Okay, so always nowadays, now the companies, how they are doing, maybe the production they are keeping in some rural areas, but some front office management should be there in the cities like that, because some inquiries, everything will be there. But since nowadays online is a solution for everything, that part also the cost can be cut. Cost cut can be there in marketing and so many things. Okay, but choosing a correct business location is very important. You have to consider the financial facts of that also. If you are constructing a very big warehouse in the middle of the city, then it is not very advisable, because it is the land cost itself is very big. No, so initially itself you are buying for a big amount, you are buying a land, you are making a production house or you are a warehouse in the middle of the city. It is not required for that. So production or the warehouse can be there in the interior, but some marketing office can be there in the cities like that. So choosing a business location, it's always important, and a patent or a trademark is required for your product or project. So already if you have done the commercialization, then this patent also that is already you achieved. So if it is not there, then this time you have to think about the patent. If you have a product, then you should register it, because make sure that you are the owner for that, because later on after it is successful, there will be so many claims will be there. So you have to avoid all these things. Okay. And third thing is resourcing. This is very important. This also actually we have discussed before. I told you that you have to make a wonderful team for the implementation of the project, isn't it? So team is very important. So not only team, other things, other resources also important. That is financial resources, human resources, and capital. These are the essential resources required for for starting a business, isn't it? Money is required, definitely. So you have to find out the resources. I am coming to that one. What are the different resources? Possibilities are there. Then human means a good team should be there. That is the different levels of, when you are starting a business, always take in mind that it's not only employees, 3 levels of employment should be there. There is a people who are actually doing the implementation, a middle level management, and the top management who is setting always strategy. All 3 layers are equally important. No layer is less important. It's not at all like that. Strategy is very, very important, because as per the strategy only company is developing. A company's growth is as per the strategy, as per the top level. So that level, that strategy is conveyed to the lower level through the middle level only. So middle level managers and all, see, if you are considering an academic institution, the faculty, HODs and the principal and the management. There are 3 levels are there. So how the management or the principal is designing the strategy or the vision of the college, only as per that only college will grow. So if college is not growing, that means definitely the problem is with the top management. Okay, but the same thing, the college is growing. Okay, so more development, more products like that for commercialization is done, more patent is there for a university. Like that, definitely appreciation should go to the top management, because it is their vision. So as per their vision, they are making the strategy planning like that. So similarly, when you are making a business also, there are 3 levels are there. So top management will be there, middle level management will be there, like HODs, because they are only coordinating all the faculties. They are only checking all the operational plans, operational, daily basis operation, they are only supervising. So they also should be sincere, dedicated, or they also have the vision like that. So middle level management is also very important. Then the lower level is the faculty or the normal employees, because they are the real working people. They also should be comfortable. Okay, their satisfaction is very important. They should be comfortable. They should be dedicated. Then only we will get the result. So in your own business also, this team is very important. So human resource is very important. Similarly, financial investment, money is very important, and capital resources, not only as the financial infrastructure, building, or some other asset of your business. So everything is important. So this resourcing is very important. Actually, this resourcing, you have to, in some stages, you have to identify some potential investors. Maybe in some stages of your business, you need more money. So that maybe you can include some investors who wish to invest more into your business. Okay, you can include them. You can take them into the team. So this resourcing is very important. Similarly, I told you, different schemes are there, different loans are there, grants are there. So you should be aware about these loans and you have to utilize all these loans with less interest or without maybe nil interest. So many loans are there. If you're not aware about this, we cannot utilize it. So you should explore all possibilities and you should hire employees. Okay, you should hire employees, and again, maintaining employees is also important. Okay, so you have hired an employee, but he is quitting the job after 1 year, so that again, it's very difficult to find another one. So the maintenance, retention of the employees also very important. So again, our focus point is when you are starting a business, resources are very important. The third thing and the fourth thing is actualization. This is the stage in which the entrepreneur operates the business and utilizes resources to achieve its goals. That is, okay, I have started my own business. Okay, then we are starting to you are going to start the business. We are starting the operation. We are operating the business. So many things will be there. Production part is there, marketing, sales, everything is there. So as a whole, we have started the business and we have operated the business. Why? To achieve the goal, objectives. Okay. So once it is there, once it is started the business, maybe after first or second years, then our aim is to develop the business. Okay, so we have to predict the growth, future growth. We have to we have to predict, okay, future growth and development. So what is your 5-year or 10-year plan? Always, this is the job of the top management. That is what I said, strategic planning. So next to 5 years, this should be our aim. Okay, we are making a plan for 5-year plan or 10-year plan. So we are making a strategic plan, and this strategic plan we are giving to middle-level management. This, as per the strategic plan, this middle-level management will make the daily basis operation plan, this year plan. Again, it will be split into year 1, year 2, year 3. Year 1, what we should achieve. Year 2, what we should achieve. Like that, we are making. Okay. So harvesting is maybe from the 3rd year onwards, you can start. So first 2 years, you are in the beginning stage. You are just starting your business. Okay. So these are the different phases of an entrepreneurship. That is discovery, concept development, resourcing, actualization, and harvesting. Okay. So this discovery, the first section can be made simple if you are following the same good path from the course project itself. So if you have a proper plan from the selection of the topic from the course plan, then this first plan is the first phase is very important. It takes lots of time, and this is more complicated also. But this can be achieved if you are having a proper planning now itself. So during this process, all supervisors, that means the faculty, your supervisor, even your head of the department, your principal, your management can support you. And my advice is all faculty, head of the department, and principal all should motivate, and you should guide your students, final year students. Actually, there are 2 benefits. That is, your student will get, how many students are getting, starting a business, it is your proud moment. Another thing, if you are, as per your project, okay, you can also be part of the, you can also be owner, or you will also get the patent of that particular product. So that's a financial revenue income generating process also. So 2 ways, whatever way you like. Suppose if you are the owner, if you want to be involved in that process, then in the initial investment and all these things, you also should be provided. That's what. Okay, so but anyway, this can be taught. This should be there. This you should think in that way, so that how many, maybe in future, I think if we are predicting in future, we are saying an academic institution, how many patents are produced. That will be the key factor for comparison. Okay, now we are saying, say, in all campus placement, special cell itself is there. You know, previously when I was teaching, maybe 15 years back in Chennai, Satyabama and all, when I was teaching, at that time, this employment cell is coming gradually only. They were not aware about this employment cell. So many companies are coming, they are recruiting people like that. But then slowly that has become a factor, key factor for each institution. Okay, this institution, they got 50 this campus placement. Another university, they got 100. So that is the competition. So nowadays, similarly, in the future, now the academicians, the universities or called academic institutions, they will be compared in terms of patents. Because now that is the trend. Now opportunities are less and so many difficulties are there, challenges are there. Nowadays, see, due to this natural calamity like that, many have lost the job, isn't it? Many have lost the job. So online platforms are coming so that employment is shrinked, it is reduced so much. So many difficult phase will come for the employment. So all are going into the entrepreneurship phase. So the key factor, the comparative factor will be how many patents you have, so that the competition, the institutions will compete for these patents. So in that way, so I advise, my recommendation, even faculty and higher level management and middle level management, you also can think about, you can motivate maximum your students and you can try for maximum patents from your institution. So like that, I just want to show you some inspirational examples also. This is a college. I think most of you have familiar about this one, Kamaraj College of Engineering and Technology. This is in Nagarkovil. So they have invented, this is a final year project actually. Okay, this is a sanitary napkin vending machine. This is a sanitary napkin vending machine, and they made it. This is a final year project. Okay. Actually, thing is the head of department. This is also an electronics department. I think head is my friend. So he is saying that in the market, it is current rate is 17,000, but they made it for 10,000. See, so so in the financial, the rate wise, it is less, it is cheaper. So now actually even I am trying to market it here. Already some competitors are there, but still again so today or tomorrow we have a meeting. So with one industry person. So if they are hiring this one, so it will be all the money will go to that particular project student also. So each time it will be sale is happening. So the revenue is going to that particular project student's account also. See, so this is a best example how a final year project can be commercialized. So they have commercialized this. Even I am trying for this in Sultanate of Oman, and now maybe today or tomorrow we have a meeting with one industry person. Like that. So this is a best example. And in the discussion also, he was saying there is some similar opportunities are there. So he was telling some cashew nut cutting equipment or something. And similarly, you see, in all domains, there are requirements are there. There are requirements. Only thing is we have to explore it. Okay, so for the best thing to explore is you have a connection with an industry people. They will tell you what is the requirement. So these are some other examples in which my students have done. So they have done, actually now both are, these two have applied for the funding here, that is Serving Society. You know what is the Serving Society? It's a mobile application. Actually, this is a diploma student project only, but they are making a mobile application. This mobile application, they are going to integrate with some food serving organization here. For example, see, Udavungarangal is there in Chennai. I think all of you are aware about that, right? So along with their thing, they are going to integrate this app with that. So wherever this food is there, so for example, somewhere some function is happening. Okay, so some function is, so not with Udavungarangal. So you have some app for ordering food, right? Some app is there. So Swiggy like that. So they know that where this function is going to happen because they are getting the order. Some 100 people or 200 people, some big functions. So in that case, you know what this application, if food is waste, if a balanced food is there, somebody can register in this application. So that these people, some students, it's a charity, students are doing this service. So these students will go there and they will collect the food and they will give to the needy people. So needy people, there are two phases are there. The people who can register also, they can inform about the places where food is available. Another module is the needy people also can register that one. If some organization, okay, some places, some people require food like that. So if some registered cases are there, people will serve this extra food, balanced food, they are giving there. So it's a human, it's a community service mobile application. Okay, so this is social impact. So you remember the initial slides I told you, always when you are selecting some application, should have social impact. It should be beneficial to the society. Similarly, for main masters, this is a mobile application for the home service. See, for getting plumbers, for carpenters, like that, high demand is there, isn't it? So for making the availability of them, I think in India also some app is there, but you can still think about some app, but always your app should have some advanced feature. Some extra feature should be there. Some advantages should be there. Okay. And similarly, here's another some projects. Actually, this also by my college students, they have done water control system using fuzzy logic. So water control, it's automatic water control system. So similarly, India also, so many requirements will be there. In all field, it is there. That is why if you check the national priorities, you will get the, you can focus on some domains, okay? Some product scanning system for the, if you go to a hypermarket, no, that scanning system is there. So some advanced feature they included, and somebody created, designed some system. So all these projects now they are trying for the commercialization. We are trying for the commercialization. Commercialization, some legal issues, legal things are there. We should explore about that. But the initial step, the first important 70 to 80% of your achievement is your problem or challenges are then the first step, that is discovery. That is, if you have a proper plan from the 7th semester onwards, selecting a topic itself very easily, smoothly, you can achieve that first phase when you are finishing your project. Okay, till commercialization you can complete. So later starting a business, it's very easy for you. Only 30% only you have to find out. So like this. So the references, some information I have taken from some slides. So that is the end of the session. And if you have any questions, please. So that's all. That's the end of the session. Yes, yes, please. Yeah, funding. Funding opportunities. Actually, there are many funding opportunities are there. If you Google funding opportunities, you will get. Otherwise, maybe in another occasion, I can give you some information about the funding opportunities and how to apply for the fund. Okay, maybe that's a detailed section. Maybe in another occasion I can give you a presentation about that. Actually, you should know about that one, funding. Okay, all should know about that one. See, in India also there's a funding that is under Ministry of Human and Resources. There's a funding scheme is there. It is coordinated by IIT Delhi. And if you have a funded project in that, that is, you will get the subscription. You have many resources, many sources are there for funding. But it's not a small thing. It is a big area. That's what. See, when you are going for a commercialization, we have clear policy, rules and regulations are there. Okay. So everything we will document. So later on the frictions or later on problems should not happen. So everything as per the rules, we will consult a legal authorities or legal people will be there. So when we are making a document, everything will be mentioned in that one. So the team, who are the owner, that is very important. Whether university is the owner or only student is the owner, everything will be mentioned in that. Actually, there is no standard percentage for that. For example, my college, they are giving 40 and 60. Okay, 60 and 40. That means 60% for the student and 40% if some industry is supporting, 40% for the industry, like that. College is not taking any patent. Okay, but it is not the case always. Some university also can claim for patent, but it should have that is what I am saying. University or institution should have a clear policy on that, intellectual property policy. You have to clearly say that if student is not utilizing any resources of the institution, only student is the owner. Or if the student is utilizing the resources, including your supervisor advising, or he is utilizing the lab facilities, then university is also the owner. So a rule or regulation or a policy must be there which clearly state what is the percentage. There is no international standard that 70 to 30, 30 to 70, 80 to 20. There is no rule there. It is as per the organization. You mean what percentage for student and what percentage for the university? See, actually like that. So here we can say 60% or 50-50 also it is okay. 50% for the student and 50% for the university. Again, this 50% of the university can be divided. Okay, 50-50 for the staff and 50 for the management, like that. Or 40 to 60-40 is also okay. It is up to you and it is up to the university. There is no standard criteria for that.
Yeah, one question, right? Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Madam, your session was very useful. Normally, how much time is taken for getting patent, ma'am?
Pardon?
We are submitting the patent, no report. Normally, how much time is taken for getting the patent approval?
Maybe I think it is a 6 months to 6 months to 1 year. It will take. I think
normally it's
6 months to 1 year.
On completion of the project, they will get out of the college. No. So after getting out of the college, it's very difficult to contact the students. When they are working inside the campus, it's very easy to.
No, before that,
yes,
so that is what I am saying. That is what I am saying. If you have a plan to commercialize the project, then you should have a clear policy before the student is leaving the college. Okay. So if the policy says 50% for the student and 50% for the university, then automatically student will come. He cannot go. He cannot leave you. Definitely understood. So if he is starting a business or he is going out, if policy clearly states his signature is also there, he cannot leave just like that.
Yeah. Normally,
this
from
policy,
our experience,
policy
they
must
do
be
the
there.
project in a wonderful manner. On completion of the project, they get out of the college. No, so it's very difficult to get contact with them. Normally, they start the project in 8th semester. Hello.
Yes.
The project is also good. We want to convert the project to patent.
No, it is there.
They are leaving the college. So it's difficult to continue the project with the junior.
This is not only your responsibility, it is his responsibility also. If his project is getting commercialized, that is, he also should be behind of this. He cannot just like, it is not your job, it is not your task. Okay, he is also, he is getting more percentage and he is responsible for that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for your answer.
It's time for conclusion. And all right. Why Krishna? No, I got it. but I'll be supposing in
Yes, sir. Yes, I want to speak, Reshmi. Reshmi, thank you very much.
Prema.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Your presentation
Thank
is
you,
very
thank you.
nice, and your English is somewhat very simple to understand easily for the students. That is the rural area students. So I am also in research section of our college. We heard lot of, so we want to pattern the project, but I didn't get more idea
Okay.
about the pattern. I will contact you later by getting the fund. Or as
Maybe
well as the
later,
pattern. Okay, ma'am.
later I can give you a session about the various funding schemes, okay? So that it will be a good session for you. And also I can arrange another resource person for this IP and commercialization, because I am not good, it is not my area, it's a legal area, okay?
Okay.
But I can arrange some resource person for that IP and commercialization legal things. But
Okay.
before that, I can give you a session and about the funding schemes in India. So
Okay,
many
okay.
funding schemes are there which we are not aware.
Okay, I know some funding scheme, but
Yeah, but again,
how to write
see,
that?
yes,
pattern.
how to write proposal for that again.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
again
that
I
is
will
the
give you a
problem
session
in
for
our
that.
side.
Yes, that I will give you a
Yeah, yes,
session.
yes.
Don't worry, I will give you a session for that.
Okay,
No problem.
okay. Thank you very much. Okay, I think so. We will meet on Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, our
And
friends
next
will meet.
time, my request is next time when you are arranging any webinar, not only me, like this, because like this final year project, you have to make attendance compulsory for all students. So you have to make such a system for that. So this is
Okay.
a scenario everywhere. Everywhere
Yes,
this
yes,
is
yes.
the scenario.
Yes.
So because then only it will be reached to the students.
Yes,
No?
yes, yes.
That is why.
Okay, now. Okay. Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Prema. Thank you. Okay, bye. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, bye.